Hello, darling. So, to celebrate your special birthday, the kids have come up with this idea that I should ask them some hard-hitting questions in true Paxman-like style to find out what they really think of you, or, as I suspect, to demonstrate how much they truly love and cherish you.
Something that will keep you entertained for the rest of your innumerable years.
As you're turning 39 again, we thought this was rather significant.
So we decided to band together and make you something to commemorate it.
Question 1. What is the best trait you've got from Mummy?
So what traits do I have from Mummy? Well, she's very resourceful. She always seems to know what to do, especially with Bella. She can just come up with something for her to do. She's quite resourceful with her cooking, just chucks everything in. So yeah, resourceful. I think I have this quality because I should have been on Blue Peter. And I can make something out of nothing. What else? She is one of the kindest people I know. And I've always tried to instill in Bella to be kind, to have the same kind of faith in humanity and belief in kindness and compassion that Mummy has always shown. So yeah, I'd like to hope that I get that from her. And she nurtures. She looks after her brood. She protects her brood. She would quite happily live on air as long as we were okay. And I'm a born nurturer. Gareth's often told me that I mother him. I try not to, but I like to make sure that everyone around me is okay.
The best trait I've got from Mama Mech would be I apply rainbows and unicorns to bad situations. Or try to, at least.
So, favourite trait by Mummy? Okay, Deli. When you're cooking a curry or something, what kind of ingredients can you add to make it, super delicious?
I really like ginger.
Ginger. I love ginger. Ginger can also be delicious in, other things like men's beards. However, my favourite thing is definitely musicality and the ability to play music.
Question 2. What is one thing that Mummy wouldn't want you to tell anyone?
This is an easy one. She has a penchant for frozen condensed milk and a Singer sewing machine addiction.
So there was this one time when Mummy and I were in Farnham, and Mummy just decided to, just plough straight into oncoming traffic at the one-way system, which I found absolutely hilarious. Mummy was mortified and made me vow silence from that point forward. So obviously when we got home, I proceeded to tell both Daddy and Peter straight away.
If there were one thing that Mummy didn't want me to tell anyone about, it would probably be the fact that whenever she offers to cook, all three of us say, no, please let Daddy cook. That's pretty embarrassing.
Question 3. What is your favourite memory of Mummy?
So I have so many memories of Mummy. It's really hard to choose. I got really lovely early memory from childhood when she used to do pantomimes, and I'd be backstage and there was bright lights and it was really exciting. And I remember watching Mummy put on her makeup, and the smell of her makeup was just really glamorous, and I remember thinking that she must be really, really special, and it was just so exciting. There's obviously the memory of when Bella was born, and she was just solid. She was with me the whole time, held my hand, kept me calm, and just no nonsense. I was naked as the day I was born, and no awkwardness, and she was just there, and I don't even remember Gemma being there. But I definitely remember Mummy. I was pretty out of it, but I remember Mummy being this comfort the whole way through. And there's the epic memory of my birthday, and we all went to Chez Blanc in Farnham, and I think Mummy must have had a few wines, because we were all sitting around the table reading our menus, and Gareth went, Carol, I think your menu's on fire. And she's just sat there with the menu over a candle, and it's just smoke billowing, no clue. None. Brilliant.
So one of my fondest memories of Mummy is perhaps a slightly morbid one. But I'm going to say it anyway. So when Grandad was kind of in and out of hospital, you know, things weren't too great. The family was a little bit of an emotional wreck. You were amazing. You were running everyone everywhere, doing whatever you needed to do in order to, you know, make everyone feel okay and comforted, and like things weren't spiraling out of control or falling apart, which I think I can speak on behalf of everyone. There was definitely an overwhelming sense of that, and you were just absolutely incredible. And to me that just proved, as if I didn't know already, that you are in fact the rock of this family, and you're the glue that holds us all together, and you're just an incredible person. And yeah, it really brought home how fortunate we are to have you, especially in times like that, but just overall a sense of calm when even the worst things are happening. So yeah, morbid, but there's a light that comes out of it.
My favourite memory of Mummy has got to be when she's in a natural environment, around a campfire, singing and bashing a tambourine. That's the best.
Question 4. If Mummy were a food, what would it be?
So, if Mummy was a food, that's tricky, but I think it would probably have to be a lasagna, because she's very warm and she's very comforting, but there are very, very many layers to her. And she'd be accompanied by a rainbow salad, because she's just very vibrant and colourful, and yeah.
Sorry, you're joining me on the loo for a pivot moment, so you'll excuse the facial expressions. If Mummy were a piece of food, what would she be? It's kind of wrong that I'm choosing this question to sit on the loo and answer, but we'll just brush over that very quickly. You would be a very burnt cocktail sausage, pig in blanket to be precise, because I will never forget the Sunday that I came home for a roast and you forgot about the cocktail sausages that were in the oven, which is basically everyone's favourite, and they just looked like little burnt chodes on the dish by the end of it. It was a devastation time. Sorry to bring up the fact that you burn everything again. I understand that charcoal holds minerals, it's all very good for us, yada yada yada. Also Brussels sprouts, because I think one great thing that you did for me was make me love Brussels sprouts, which is, you know, good, all well and good, and parsnips. On the food, and just generally the cheapest wine ever. I think that's all. Delicious. Anything that's mouldy.
So, if Mummy were a food, I really like the many layers of an onion, but onion's a bit of a cliche, so I'm going to say Mummy would be a leek. She'd be a leek, because she has many layers.
Question 5. What is your favourite mummyism?
So, mummyisms. Mummy has some epic mummyisms, and I find myself saying things that Mummy has always said to me, which I love. So there is the greeting every time you see her, without fail. This bright ray of sunshine says, "Hello, darling," in a sing-songy voice, which is wonderful. "Hello, darling." There are these weird and wonderful names she calls you. Gareth is, "Hello, my little squirrel." I think she's called me a possum once. Brilliant. There is no question that you should never be mean to Mummy, because she will sing it to you. "Mean to me." We all know that one. There's be careful out there. Well, it's obviously a very scary place. Be careful out there. Yes, so if you ever cook for Mummy, she would say, without fail, about the meal in front of her, "This is possibly the best, whatever it is, I've ever had." Epic.
Favourite mummyisms. Okay, this isn't a difficult one, but it's an unfortunate one because I actually think the rest of my siblings are going to have exactly the same ones. Perhaps there's one which is going to differ. But, so first and foremost, your rendition of "Mean to Me" will go down in history. It might just be the Mecca of history, but doesn't matter. Good job. The second one is when something doesn't quite go to plan. "Ooh, oh, darling. Ooh." It's like a little owl, you know? It's like a little owl noise to calm the whatever that is going wrong. You know, I don't think it's intentional. I don't think that's where your brain was processing that noise, but that's how I process that noise. So there you go. And third one, burning everything, you know, because if you didn't burn everything, then Daddy wouldn't be forced to cook all the time, and Daddy's really good at cooking. Sorry, I had to.
Mean to me, why are you so mean to me? Oh my dear, it's clear to me, you long to see me crying.
Question 6. What is there that she does that inspires you?
So, what about Mummy inspires me? Oh my God, there are so many things. She has the most phenomenal strength of anyone that I've ever met, and it's quite humbling at times, and really inspiring. She's so generous. She'd give you the shirt off her back. Not just family, everybody. Her generosity knows no bounds, and it's a very special thing about her. She's so positive. She's buoyant. She's so optimistic, and she just lifts the spirits of everyone around her. She just knows what to do and what to say to make things right, to make things easier, and to make things less terrifying, more manageable, and everything is a lot less scary when she's sat down with you and gone through it with you. She's such an incredible support. If I'm half the person Mummy is, I'll be very, very proud. And she is, in my darling Gareth's words, an absolute legend. Happy birthday, Mummy. Love you more than words can say.
What do I find inspirational about Margaret? Okay, so one thing is that as children, she encouraged us to get involved in brownies, scouts, piano, rock choir, all these kind of things that, you know, a lot of people I'm privileged to have parents who really encourage that level of experimentation, I guess. And it's as a result of her own interests and, you know, still in the band and goes to rock choir and forces daddy to dance and all this kind of stuff. So that's real cool for me, to have a mum who is interested in all these things herself and as a result encourages her children to do the same. I think that's amazing. Secondly, your fashion sense is just... I'm limiting it to probably the 70s through to the 90s because you seem to have, you know, succumbed to the polo necks, baggy jeans, Reebok trainers vibe, which I'm not critiquing. Perhaps subtly I am, but I'm not critiquing. And probably is as a result of me stealing all your clothes. So, you know, I'm not going to complain too much, but you looked real cool. You're still freaking beautiful, but you looked real cool, you know, when you were wearing your retro stuff. That's very much my fashion sense, so all good. And then third and probably most importantly, you're just so incredibly kind. You know, you'll do anything for anyone, and not really think twice about whether it benefits you. You know, really, really go out of your way. And that's just something that I've always found incredibly inspirational. I don't always say it, but, you know, it is something that makes me want to be a better person myself. So, cheers for that, Mar.
So, the thing that inspires me most about Mummy could be many things. Particularly in the 29 years of my life, I don't think she's ever stopped doing stuff, be that dancing, working 4 jobs, or planting plants in pots in the garden with Daddy. She also has an uncanny ability to not get angry. I've made Mummy upset before for that, I'm very sorry. But in a nice contrast to our father, she has this uncanny ability to not get angry. But the most inspirational thing I think she does, that inspires me the most, is her ability to hoard guitars and sewing machines. That's quite a talent.